That video probably starts with me just going, yeah, yeah. Please don't turn off the video immediately. Dear viewers, I don't sound like that all the time.
Just most of the time.
Yeah, just, when I'm dehydrated.
Yeah, so, Tom Gamer and I were talking last night that he wants to pick up Destiny and start like new, and he's trying to get me back into it.
Oh boy.
I don't know. He leads in, it's like, hey Knobs, do you want to buy Destiny? I was like, well, I kind of already own it, so maybe don't want to buy it again.
Yeah, maybe I bought it the once.
The one time.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how much all the DLC is now.
What did you buy originally? Like just Destiny, not the season pass?
No, just the vanilla version.
So you just dropped $60 at that point, and you get original Destiny, the 2 DLC, and then Taken King. Trade in your old one at GameStop, you get $20 off. Yeah, I mean it's okay. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, thank you.
What's up? Hi.
Knob says hi.
Hi.
Thanks. I'm gonna leave the door open because it's too fucking hot.
Okay, you want me to turn off the TV?
I can't hear
No.
it.
Okay.
Knob
Leave it
also says
on.
no. Leave it on. He likes hearing HGTV in the background.
Yeah, he enjoys the background noise.
Yeah.
Dude, I love the ambient
Better than
noises.
Aru, which is I could trigger.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all right without that.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Love you.
Love you too.
What is that?
It's an Arnold Palmer.
Ooh, Arnold Palmers are delicious.
I love them.
Yeah. Oh, I kind of feel like I need a beer after that Browns game, though.
Oh yeah, was that bad?
It's agonizing to listen to it at the same time. Like, they just... So, sports ball.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Hey, Dimebag.
they are... Everyone talks about how good the defense is, and they're not. They're awful.
Is it just that they're not the worst anymore? So that everybody's like, well, they're great now. It's like, no, they're just second worst.
No, even they've been touting it for long. Our defense has been good. It has, in my opinion, hasn't even been serviceable. Right out the gate, 2 times in the drive they had 3rd and long. Like, all right, you're 3rd and 14. Great, shut them down, punt. Nope, 1st down. Fuck it.
Just let them right on through.
Literally the next series, they were like 3rd and 8, and they still, like, it's like it doesn't matter. Like, it might as well be 3rd and inches at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's so frustrating to watch.
Man.
And I think you could tackle better than all these fools.
Probably. I mean, put me in the pads, see if I can walk.
They're just you look like the little giants running around.
Yeah.
But
that
no,
kid
it's
from Christmas Story. It's my
Yeah.
arm straight out.
I'm with my arms down.
I bet all those pads weigh more than I do.
No, not that heavy. Who knows with what space age polymers they make it out now?
That's true. Some sort of space spider silk.
But yeah, so anyway, so they're down 27-10, and
oh boy.
They were on their way. Like, so after the last series where we went 3 and out, I turned it off. I went to the job site, drove down there, and then they scored 10 more points, and then they're on my way back. They're driving to try and score the tying touchdown, and of course they give an interception with 30 seconds left.
Every time.
Like, come on, guys, don't give us hope. Just be bad or good. Like, you don't be this. Give us hope that you're good, and really you're just a poser.
Someone had asked me at work the other day. They're like, "Oh, you're from Ohio, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I said, "Whereabouts?" I was, "Well, around Cleveland." They go, "Oh, you a Browns fan?" I was like, "I mean, as much as anybody can be, yeah. I guess I am." And they're like, "Boy, they suck, huh?" And I was like, "You have no idea."
Like, no, and most people like, oh yeah, they're complaining about, the Raiders have been awful for so long. And they're like, whoa, it's been so bad since, like, dude, it's 1964
Yeah, like you
was
have
the
no
last
idea.
was the last championship for this city in every sport.
And it's so funny because, like, there's always a glimmer of hope. There's always this, like, okay, all right, we're winning a couple games here at the beginning. All right, this is going well.
Even just look at this last winter, what we had to suffer through. We're in the fucking NBA Finals and we still choke.
Mm-hmm. It's just... It's hard for people to understand.
They give you that hope that they can do it. And then they
rip it away.
God.
And it's the thing too
like
is
the
like
Price is Right getting it wrong by a penny every fucking time. Womp 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 womp.
Yeah, and it's not like it's not like they make it all the way and then they lose by a point. It's not like, man, we lost by a point in like the last couple minutes, but man, we fought. It's just you do well until you fall on your fucking face.
Yep.
And then it's like some sort of comedy where they fall on their face and they lose a tooth and they shit themselves at the same time and a bird poops on their head.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, not in their head, in their mouth. Like it's like
somehow.
the most improbable thing to happen.
Yeah. And then a bear mauls.
And then comes a moose. Why not?
Yeah, it's so bad. All right, you ready to kick this thing off?
Yeah, I think I only played 2 things.
Yeah, I only did 2, but boy, one of them. Boy, howdy. Whew.
Something new, or?
No, something I finished. Oh, man. Good times.
What'd you finish?
MGS5.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know.
you can't. It's one of those.
I have so many feelings. I don't know.
All right.
All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Going around the room, we have Knobs.
What's up? Across the table.
The Hannah will not be joining us this week. He has some sort of family thing. It's nice every once in a while to take a day off. Take a knee, take a breather.
It's rare.
Yeah, we don't get many breaks on this show, so take a knee. All right, I don't think we have anything. The Game Club, TVGP Game Club number 30 voting is open right now. Thank goodness I looked on Twitter.
We haven't finished this one, right?
No, but I think they're trying to overlap a little bit.
Between the voting, so there's no lag. All right.
Yeah. So Fugazi suggested Dark Souls, Cerebro suggested Metal Gear Solid, and Urgent X Fury recommended Rambo, the video game. So,
what? Nope. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
how much suffering can we put these people through?
Yeah, I mean we love our listeners. So.
I love Dark. Don't get me wrong. Like, I like Dark Souls academically.
Yes, you can respect it from a distance.
I've done my part. I have procured every version of Dark Souls, but I don't think my soul can handle that.
Yeah, it's so rough. All right, so without further ado, Knobs, what have you been playing?
All right, well, we still have our weekly game nights. Monday night, come join. We had a ball last week. We had a full house again, but. Yeah, it was just running around, just goofing off the entire time. It's a lot of fun. I know I say it every week. Please don't be shy. Come jump in.
Battlefield 4 is cheap.
We're not bad. Just donate your tags at some point. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So come and play because it's a good time. And you get to listen to grown men scream about a video game that. I'm not so sure they really like anymore. We're like the battered children. We just keep going back for more.
The march into madness.
Yeah. Well, what else are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's Monday. What else am I gonna do?
Yeah. I actually thought about trying Payday, but then I don't know Donnie's affinity for cops and robbers or whatever.
Sure.
I don't think he'd like being the robbers, but I don't know. Then you can be team captain on the cops for all I care.
Yeah,
Whatever.
who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come get us Joker masks.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I have been playing a absolute F ton of Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Mm.
I'm still an awful pirate.
Okay.
I'm still a horrible assassin. The two main cruxes of this game I am failing miserably at.
Yeah.
I am strangely really engaged in what's happening in the real-time world.
At future Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At what is it? Artemis?
Abstergo.
There we
Okay. As soon as you said Artemis, I was like, that's it. No, wait, that's not it. But
No,
that sounds really cool.
Artemis Inc.
Artemis Industries.
I'm gonna lose the bra and blast the nips. I miss you, Sonny. But yeah, so like, all right, so I wake up and I'm locked up in this cell for reasons I don't really know. Apparently, the dude talking in my head's been setting me up this whole time. After he threatened to throw me off the building or something.
Yeah, that got real weird all of a sudden.
It did, and then especially when I met the floating head lady, like what? Why are you yelling at me? Like,
yeah, why are you back, future space lady?
Yeah.
Although it's nice to see her back, but they kind of spring it on you.
I don't remember, who is that?
It's from the end of Assassin's Creed 2, or it was Brotherhood. Remember when she turns to the camera and starts talking to Desmond?
Yes. Okay.
It's either her or the other future space god lady that she's fighting against.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
Thankfully, that's like the only times they show up. If they would put them in more stuff, I think I would sort of be like, yeah, this is a little, maybe too much. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, apparently she can't take a physical form yet, or a medium. Is that the right word for it? Medium?
Who knows?
Like,
what is she, bits and bytes? Who even knows?
Like, all right, so you're this ethereal being, but yet you're in the computer? Like,
it's in the computer?
It's so simple.
I haven't watched that movie in a while. I need to go watch
it. 2 words, zip disk. It's a casserole, Sheila, it'll keep. But no, like, so I'm trying to figure out what's trying to suss out what's going on in this game. Meanwhile, in PirateWorld, it's everyone I've met in this story has died. Like,
yeah, like horrifically. At some point where it's like, no, I'll go do it. It's just like, no, wait, I have no pirates left. I'm trying to make my own island. All you guys are getting yourself killed.
Yeah. Nassau was a train wreck.
Yeah.
But yeah. So like everyone, all my allies are just dying, and one of them, like, a couple of them went crazy.
Yep.
That island thing that escalated so quickly. When you get marooned.
Yeah. Things go wrong real fast.
Like, all right, so we get marooned on this, and you're having your argument, and we're stuck on a ship with no sails, which was really funny, that whole interaction.
Yeah.
And then, there you are, you're crab fishing, and you get a crab, you eat some crab legs, and there comes Jack, I want to say his name was?
I think so.
Vaz, something with a V, just comes up and steals all my food. And you just look at him, he's like, there's plenty of food on this island, you don't need to pilfer my stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some coconuts here, like.
And he's like, ha ha ha! And then next mission, go kill that dude. Like,
yeah, it's like, sure. I mean, he stole my food, so screw him.
So many of these game mechanics in Assassin's Creed, I'm just so tired of them. Like, I don't want to eavesdrop anymore.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, they gotta. It's so funny looking at the reviews because one of the first things they did in AC4 was rate this mission you just did, and if you look, it's like, if you're trailing people, it's like, that's a 3. If you're like chasing somebody down and you're jumping across boats that are on fire, everybody's like, that was 5. That was awesome. Every single eavesdropping one is a 1, and I did my part, and I rated them 1 too, because they suck.
Oh, like I'm not rating any of this. I'm not even feeding into this monster right now.
Yeah.
But like it's like they're so terribly set up, and there are like millions of dudes around you.
Yeah,
Like
and it's
millions.
because the thing that I thought eavesdropping could be really interesting if you have to. There's somebody that's hanging out in a region, and you just kind of have to like sneak up to this point on top of the
Right.
building they're in,
Yes.
and then just like look over the edge and say, "Oh, they're having a secret meeting." But like a ninja, I'm hanging out above and just listening. I don't
Yeah,
want to follow them
hide
through
out
the
of
city.
sight. Exactly. Like, and they all drag on so long. Like, just get up on the roof, put a seashell to your ear or something.
Yeah,
Like,
you pull
it's
out the
just
directional microphone.
oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just the eavesdropping stuff could be so interesting, but so much of it is, and you know they started putting
The Halo.
the halo around, and it's the stuff that drove me crazy is you'd be following this dude, and you're perfect. You're going through all these guards, and everything is fine, and then they turn around and they start coming back at you, and I'm just like, nope, I can't. I can't handle this. Like, I will follow you, but don't go back this way.
And everyone they goes through 3 or 4 restricted areas.
Yeah. Ugh.
So you can't even be incognito in these areas because they're looking for you.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts. I finally figured out how to use the mortars a little bit better. So all right, ship battles are getting a little more fun.
There you go.
Taking that like I've been taking out like all the like the towers. I'm just tired of running into random encounters constantly.
Yeah.
But the last one, that white whale is serious. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, that thing is not messing around.
Dude, I got like 40 harpoons in that thing, and then I'm out of sticks, man.
I'm out of stuff.
So maybe I'll catch you next time.
Yeah, the one thing that I had a lot of fun doing, I don't remember if I did all of them, but there are in the 4 corners of the map, there are 4 like super powered ships.
Yeah, legendaries, yeah.
I had a lot of fun taking those down because those were actual one-on-one ship battles. It wasn't this thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna fight this ship and it's huge. Oh my god, now there's 10 other ships. It's just ship v ship.
Yeah, I get so tired of being swarmed. Like I took on one of the harder forts, and so I'm sitting there and I turn the corner and there's like 7 ships in front of me. I'm like, what? Where in this lap did you guys appear?
Yeah, how did this just happen?
Like, did someone set some flares, or did you bring the Bella Gondor or something? Like, just everyone in the world shows up.
The thing that I kind of disliked, I still can't figure if I liked it or disliked it for the taking over those forts was, you know, you'd blow the crap out of it and it's on fire, but you have to get out of the ship and then go kill one dude in the middle of the fort to go capture it.
Well, you had to kill like the 2 or 3 lieutenants that were in the inside, and then that allowed you to get to the door. Why can't I just go to the door and kill the dude?
Also, it's on fire. Just give it a minute.
Yeah.
Like, we blew an island up. I think we took care of it.
Get some marshmallows, put some hot dogs on some sticks, you know, sit there and wait it out.
Huh.
But yeah, so then like one of the harder ones I actually cheesed because I blew up all the ships, just kind of dodging the mortar. So I would go attack the island for 1 lap, go in, take over a ship, heal the jackjaw, go back, you know, do another lap around the island, heal myself, do another lap. It took forever.
Yeah.
Sorry, like half an hour of my time is just too much to blow something up.
Yeah. No matter how cool it looks.
Yeah, it was fun ish.
Yeah.
But where am I now? Like, yeah, so I got my first mate. What's his name? Quartermaster, the black dude. Yeah, he abandoned me. Not real happy about it.
He goes off to star in his own DLC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what Freedom Cry is. You get to play as him. Like, when... I think he comes back. I don't remember, but there's... Like, the DLC covers that period. I never played it, but I know the DLC covers that period where he's sort of like, well, I gotta go.
I'm gonna go hang out with the assassins. They seem way cooler to do, you drunk bastard. Like,
yeah. It's like, well, that was mean, sir, but goodbye.
yeah, but now I got a surly redhead with a horrible accent, so...
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
She's kind of fun.
Oh, I don't know. I like the other, like, the assassin chick. I already forgot her name. What do they call her? Young Jack or something?
Yeah, something like
well,
that.
Apparently I think everyone's name in this movie, or in this show is Jack. Or this
Jack
game.
1, Jack 2.
Jack 2.
Jack with a beard.
Jack Pirate 3.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Redheaded Jack.
I'm sitting there, I'm waiting for them to call this dude the Dread Pirate Roberts at some point. You know what?
I won't say anything.
Do they?
You might get your wish.
Yes!
I don't know much about pirates. I mean I don't know why I have to defend that, but at some point, like, they eventually drop like someone's name where they're like, oh, I guess we'll call him this, and I'm just like, oh, I know that. Oh wait, oh, interesting.
Oh, wait. Now we got to go kill Humperdinck. Like,
yeah.
We can assassinate Humperdinck.
Yeah.
That would be a great DLC.
That's true. I liked that game. I don't. It has a lot of problems like Assassin's Creed games do.
Oh yeah, like that whole model is completely rote at this point that you're releasing these things like biannually.
Yeah. Thankfully it's not annually anymore.
Ugh.
That was too much.
Well, we'll see. I guess Unity was a stealing pile.
I don't know. After they put out one big patch, and after that I started it back over, and it seems fine, but it's an Assassin's Creed game, and I thought the pirate stuff was way more interesting than Europe. So I mean, it's in France during a time period I don't really care about. So, yeah,
I'm kind of curious. I don't know. It's kind of piqued my interest on the Syndicate a little bit.
Yeah, that one sounds more interesting. Well, it has the two characters that you can switch between. I mean, it sounds pretty cool.
I don't know, but at this point, I'm just beelining this thing. Like, I just want to get done.
Yeah.
And then onto something else, because there's only so much pirating I can handle, because I'm not very good at it.
Well, and there's not a lot of the content at some point just becomes filler, where it's like, hey, find this little island, there's 4 treasure chests, awesome, you don't get anything. That's
yeah,
like, cool,
the
why am I gonna
treasure
do
is
that?
worthless. Great, 200 gold. Thanks.
Yeah. I sneezed and I made 10,000.
Yeah, send your ships up. Great, I got a cool looking goblet. Like,
yeah.
Like, what is the point of this? Am I earning anything? Then, like, you get 200 gold. Hey, you got some diamonds that are only good for fixing those ships.
Yeah, very weird.
Even though I do like when you capture a ship, when you give it to the guy, like when you have your choice to add it to your fleet.
Mm-hmm.
So you add it to your fleet, and then the guy next to him, you put the little pirate hat on him.
Yeah.
And the guy next to him's like, yeah! Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
I forgot about that animation where it's like, yeah!
It's made me
We're
laugh
alive.
every time. But yeah, so the observatory was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like the whole crystal skull thing with the drop of blood and whatever, and the home movie thing.
I thought that was neat because it was kind of getting into there. That was the part where there were those invisible guys, right?
They weren't invisible.
Oh.
They were just well hidden, like Aztecian warrior.
Maybe I'm thinking of another part in that game. Well, I liked.
So there's invisible dudes. This is BS.
I don't remember. I kind of liked that whole thing where it was very focused on sneaking, and then when you get in there, unfortunately they kind of give you this story dump, but it's kind of neat to see so much of the stuff from the previous games get wrapped up and then reintroduced to a character that has no idea what's going on. It's not like Desmond where it's like, ah, right, Space Lady, I already met her, cool, what is she up to? And it's just a guy that's like, the future is the, wait, what are these Apple thing, where are these movies coming from? Like,
yeah.
I thought it was pretty neat.
Yeah, I did finally get one of those trailers unlocked, and Yeah, that's the whole like, and that's the part that I'm really enjoying about what's going on out in the world is this whole revisionist history. Because I
Yeah.
keep coming across those characters that I slaughtered in the previous games, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no, that was a bad dude. What's going
Yeah,
on?
he was a hero that died for his cause. And it's just like, no, wait, he's all the way bad.
Yeah, but this IT dude is such a d bag,
He
like to
really
me.
is.
Like he's like I've done everything you've asked me. You don't have to be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Frogger hacking game, I just
It's infuriating.
it's the worst thing ever.
There was one of them that I just mashed the buttons at some point until it worked.
Like it's like, all right, so I'm getting everything timed up. I get through it. I get the last jump across the red line, and I'm like, damn it. Like,
The
dude,
one
this-
that drove me crazy too was the one where it's a globe and you could only send your line like one way.
oh, where you had to hit the green line, then go and follow that direction.
Yeah,
down.
and it's just like, and so many times I would just pass by the green line. It's like, okay, I just need to take this turn, then that one, and here would be the green line, and I'd be in the lane next to it. I'm just like,
yeah.
how is this? What am I doing wrong?
Oh, I just flip that thing around like a Rubik's Cube till I eventually land on it. Like, I know if I go through one of those little portals, that usually within 2 turns, I'm on the green line.
Yeah,
So I just try and find my way to that, go, boom, done.
yeah, go through the portal every which direction.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, hey, Assassin's Creed, you still are something.
yeah, you're still really an Assassin's Creed game. You look pretty. You play about the same.
Yeah, so that's pretty much about it this week.
I played a lot more. I was pretty sick for the majority of this past week. And I played a lot more Taken King. I am at the end of a lot of quest chains, and most of them require that I go through the raid and kill kind of the 3 major raid bosses. So I have to go do that now.
Alright.
Haven't run the raid yet. I've watched a lot of videos, and it seems really cool. I'm looking forward to kind of experiencing that for myself. Otherwise, it's primarily just been, hey, I'm playing more Destiny. It's nothing incredibly new at this point. I do like that a lot of the ending quest chains will have you go through really hard versions of previous quests that change things up a lot, and they are really, 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 really hard. And I am happy that they have incredibly difficult content in here, other than, hey, you're at the highest level, so this stuff would be hard if you were 10 levels below. But it has an expectation that you're level 40, your light level's 290, and even at that point, it's still really tough. And I've been enjoying that a lot.
So it was kind of like scaling through modifiers on it, or
Not really scaling through modifiers, just there's a ton of enemies. They all have yellow health bars. There's like 2 bosses at once. There's just enemies everywhere. They fire faster. I mean, it's just... And I'm doing almost all of this solo, so you're going into a mission that should have 3 people in it, and that would be hard, and I'm just doing it by myself. So it's a lot
so
of...
you're making it harder on yourself, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's really fun.
All right.
But the game I spent the most time with this week was the Phantom Pain, and I actually finished it.
All right. So
I want to give one quick pro tip for everyone. So after you beat Chapter 1, the game starts throwing repeat missions on you. And a lot of them are like, you have to beat it total stealth. So if an enemy sees you, you're kicked out of the mission. Extreme ones where it's way harder. Like there's more enemies, they have better gear, stuff like that. And then they have kind of other missions that are a little tweaked a little bit. You don't have to do any of those if you want to get the true, real ending. Basically, all you need to do is you just need to keep doing side ops. Every couple of side missions that you do, it'll unlock another new story mission. So you just have to do those. You don't have to do these incredibly tough and sometimes unfairly so difficult missions. So I finished it, and I'm obviously not going to spoil anything since it's 2 weeks old now, 3 weeks old. I don't know.
So what are your feelings? Can we talk about those?
Yeah, I have a lot of feelings. I think that the story of this game is incredibly interesting. I really wish that they could have finished it.
Oh, they didn't finish it?
No, but so there's sort of two things. The story's done. They present a finished story.
Okay.
There are a lot of loose ends that it seems like they had to cut out, and some of them are on the Blu-ray that I got with the collector's edition, which means that they're just on YouTube. So you can go watch that if you want. Like the alternate Mission 51 that's out there. That kind of wraps up some additional stuff. This game had such a hard time telling its story because it seems like Kojima's been pushing back against, you know, what happened in MGS2 and what happened in MGS3, which was, you know, hour-long cutscenes. Whether or not those actually happened or not, there's the perception that the MGS games are more movie than game, between cutscenes and between codec conversations. So, how they resolve that in this game is they have all these cassette tapes you collect as the story goes forward that you can listen to on your Walkman. But what's great is you can listen to those while you're walking around. Either if you're looking around Mother Base or you're doing a mission, you just have your headphones in and you're listening to cassette tapes. And a lot of them are people back on Mother Base talking to each other. And it'll be, you know, Ocelot and Miller are talking to Snake about what they found out after the mission you just did. So trying to fill in a little bit more story beats after that, instead of we're going to have a codec conversation and it's two flapping mouths talking to each other for a while. I think that stuff, it's really well voice acted. There's a lot of really good sound design, so if there's stuff happening in the room, they try to set the audio soundscape in that room really well. But at the same time, you're just listening to a cassette tape while you're doing other stuff. And it's not the best way to convey that story, especially after you beat kind of the final mission and they dump you like 45 minutes worth of cassette tapes all at the same time, and there's like 8 of them, and they just kind of throw them at you to fill in stuff that happened sort of between Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, and then stuff that will matter for like Metal Gear 1 and 2 when that stuff happens in the timeline, the two NES MSX games. Like, all that stuff is fine, but for a game that, number one, looks really great and is really well voice acted, I kind of wish there was a little bit more cutscene stuff instead of just all of these cassette tapes. Especially when you're wrapping up 20-25 years of storytelling here. And it seems like they kind of ran out of time, honestly. And I think that's a real big bummer. I like the story that they told. I'm trying to figure out how much I want to talk about without spoiling it. I think it paints Big Boss in a really interesting way, leaving Phantom Pain and going into like Metal Gear 1 and 2 and then Metal Gear Solid 1. I'm glad that they led into some of those stuff and still treated Metal Gear 1 and 2 as canon. It's just... It's probably the most fun Metal Gear game to play, which I think is one of its strongest suits. It's incredibly playful, playable. It's also playful.
Little whimsical, you know.
Yeah, sort of as Metal Gear always is. I liked building Mother Base, although that didn't seem to really do anything at the end, which is fine. Coaster Mullins chat says, do a spoiler cast. The Hannah and I probably will once he finishes it. I haven't had a chance to talk to him lately about where he's at.
What if I finish it?
What if I would be very curious. The guy that works for me, he's never played a Metal Gear game before, and he got the Phantom Pain with his video card that he bought. He's like, I'm gonna pick it up, and I was just like, you go ahead. I don't even know how you would begin to understand 20 years of crazy pants storytelling, but hey man, it's fun to play. But you know, there's a dude on fire, so I don't know how you're gonna go on that, so good luck. I don't know, I kind of feel a lot of feelings about the story, not only because the Metal Gear storyline is done, but also because of how they resolved it in this game. I'm kind of happy about, and I'm kind of upset about at the same time. I'm glad I played it, and I'm glad I experienced the end of Metal Gear, but I wish that they had finished it completely. And now Konami is saying, like, yeah, you know, we're not going to do story DLC, which makes sense because that team doesn't seem to exist anymore. So they're not going to put more money into MGS5 when they're not going to put more money into MGS5 when it's already lost them so much money. And no matter how well this game sells, I doubt it's going to make its money back.
Wait, alright, so how did it lose money? Just production time, or?
Yeah, it seems like it went on too long. And
it's still not done.
Yeah, and that's sort of the frustrating point is, like, I get why it went on so long, because they had to make the Fox engine. So, of course, they made their own engine. And it's this big open world, and there's 157 or whatever side ops, and there's a certain number of main missions, and there's a ton of voice acting, and there's all this story, and there's a lot of stuff in the game, but, you know, is the game better for having all of that, or would the game be better with an extra couple of missions on the end of it to kind of put a cap on what they started? Because I was just watching some YouTube stuff from the Blu-ray right before the show, and there's a full cutscene on that Blu-ray that they made, and there's voice acting for, except for like a handful of lines from the English voice actors.
Really?
So like, they was very clearly being worked on, and it seems like at some point, I'm not sure if it's Kojima or Konami or who, it's probably a collection of everybody, eventually said, like, hey man, you have to just put this out. Like, we have waited for so long, we went with you with Ground Zeroes, that was a stopgap solution. You have to get the Phantom Pain out. It just has to happen. And it seems like at some point they said, well, we got to this point, and that's gonna have to be good enough. And it was good enough. And it's a really great game, and I really enjoyed it. But I think when you look at, MGS 1, 2, and 3, which are all really great games and are kind of cohesive experiences, even with some of the ending of MGS 2 getting cut out, I think that those are kind of great experiences that stand on their own. I think when you look at MGS 5, you kind of finish the game, and if you haven't listened to any of the tapes, you're missing a significant part of the story. And then if you don't listen to any of the tapes, you get that drop when you finish that very last mission. You're kind of left out in the open, and it kind of dumps you back in the game where it's like, all right, keep going, keep doing the side stuff, I guess. So I don't know. It's tough because I really liked it, but how do you let a game that's unfinished live up to your expectations for that? You know,
Kojima.
Yeah, I mean, like, and the thing too.
This seems to have been his MO the whole series.
Yeah, and like that's why I'm kind of excited for him to go do something else, and I hope he does go do something else that isn't, you know, the mighty number 9 of Metal Gear Solid. You know, I hope he doesn't make another basically MGS. Because what if he goes and makes something else, you know, like Zone of the Enders 1 and 2, that doesn't have all this baggage, that doesn't have, you know, you have to resolve the storyline of a 20-year-old NES game. You know, like, if you don't have to do that, what can he make? You know, removed from... You and I like Zone of the Enders, especially Zone of the Enders 2. It's not widely regarded as a fantastic game. Most people regard it as a great-looking game, but it has its problems, most notably the English voice acting.
It's so bad. I love it, though.
It's so bad. But, you know, what does he go do now that he doesn't have Metal Gear looming? You know, after MGS2... he said he was done making Metal Gear games. And he went on to make like 7 more of them. So now that he has that kind of that yoke off of his shoulders, what does he go make? I hope he doesn't do something like Iga does. You know, I'm excited to have Iga make a Castlevania game. But after that, I kind of want to see Iga make something new. You know, and I want to go see Kojima make something new. Like, what has Kojima wanted to make in his heart of hearts, like the video game of his dreams? What do you want to make?
Don't you think that's Metal Gear, though?
Ever since MGS2, I'm not sure. MGS5, both halves of it, is so dark. It is unrelentingly, just horrifically dark, and is just happy to rip your heart out and then sew it back in and let you heal and then just rip it back out again. Like, time and time again. And Kojima has said, you know, MGS2 was really a reflection of a divorce he was going through. And he has said time and time again that the MGS games are really a reflection of him and, like, his mental health and how he's feeling. If MGS5 is that, like, please, just stop making Metal Gear games. It's killing you.
I don't know, you need to talk to somebody. There's groups.
Yeah.
You could, I mean...
Metal Gear.
I don't know. I find the whole thing, like, academically fascinating. I just don't like playing them.
Yeah, and I mean... I think you'd probably enjoy playing MGS5, because it allows, I should say, the Phantom Pain, not Ground Zeroes. Ground Zeroes is still a little too sneaky, but the Phantom Pain gives you so many tools to allow you to play a game way more loosely. Like, it's not so slaved to sneaking at all counts. And I think that's really interesting. I think that opens up a lot of tools for people to play, but you know, I don't know. I'm kind of happy that Metal Gear is over, and it's bittersweet. I'm happy that it's over because this is the story we have, and it is a complete encapsulation of story. But then at the same time, we'll never get another big tentpole Metal Gear game. Because Konami isn't going to be making one. I mean, they're not making big video games anymore.
What? Yeah, so I still don't understand that. I mean, they have some of my favorite franchises, and it's you know, the games that I really want to see. Like, I love Castlevania. I don't care. Put Castlevania on a toaster and I'll buy it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think it's the stuff we've been talking about for a while that, you know, I think it's a misunderstanding.
Well, Konami's Project Aces, isn't it?
Yes.
Ace Combat games.
Yeah.
So I'm not getting any more Ace Combat.
This one that's going to come out is probably the last one. But I mean, like, if you look at Konami, I think Konami is one of those Japanese video game companies that is having trouble getting with the times. You know, even with Kojima coming out with a Fox engine, which is outstanding. It's amazing. How long did that take you to make that engine versus what you could have done with
UE3.
UE4 maybe? You know, I know a lot of Japanese companies after the whole Square Enix thing are a little bit scared of Unreal Engine, but you have to stop reinventing the wheel because you get into these development cycles like Final Fantasy 15 that's been under development for 7 years now.
Yeah.
And it's not gonna live up to the hype when it comes out. And there's probably hundreds of millions of dollars that are left on the table just making an engine and then putting out, you know, continuing to delay these games. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way to make this stuff using middleware stuff rather than Konami not making video games anymore other than pachinko slot machines and mobile games because otherwise they cost too much money. There has to be a middle ground there. And D-Voice in chat says Kojima should just go kickstart his next game. People throw billions of dollars at him. Yeah, I mean, he probably will. I mean, that's the way that as a Japanese developer or any developer that wants to start their own studio, you kind of just go do that. But
so, I mean, how do you feel? I mean, like, I just picture yourself in Kojima's spot. You spent years, or decades, cultivating this character, this franchise, and you have to walk away from it.
I mean, it's got to be terrible.
I mean, it's got to be like losing a pet. Like,
yeah. I mean, the only thing...
even that, like, so he has no rights to the Fox engine at all, right? That's just...
I don't think so. And
so
I mean,
they spent all this time developing that, and he can't even utilize it for something else.
Yeah, and, you know, if the rumors from last week are true, that the guy that was running the, Fox engine localization, or Fox engine sales from within Konami quit, there's still confusion about whether or not that's true, then nobody's going to use that. We use that for 2 games. We use that for Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. And that's it. It's this amazing, great-looking engine. But, you know, I don't know. I think the only thing that's great is he was allowed to finish that game. And we got 2 really great chapters. We got a really great game. It's not completely finished, but the rest of the stuff they have seems to be out there now, and you know, as goodbyes go, it seems pretty okay. So
I don't know. It just blows my mind. How does a company like Valve keep the Source engine alive for so long, and then all these other companies just need this, like, well, we need to make our own engine. You don't have to.
Yeah, like, you don't have to. You have, you know, Unity is getting way more serious now. It's not just like, oh, I got it, and I'm making a Steam Greenlight game. You know, UE4, I don't think UE5 is out yet. I don't remember. You know, the Source Engine 2 is out now. Like, there's so many great... The problem, though, is, if you notice, all of those engines are from American companies. And the whole thing that Square Enix got into with UE3 was there was no Japanese documentation. And the support they got from Epic Games was bad. And that's where that whole lawsuit started. And it seems like there's still this divide between American video game companies and kind of the European companies and Japan. And I think that's unfortunate. There's no real reason that needs to be the case.
No, it doesn't.
We can make great stuff way more easily. But we still have Square Enix making its own engines. So, I don't know. I want to see what Kojima does after he takes a little breather here. Just kind of see what he comes out with. Or just start making movies. He'd probably make a pretty cool movie.
There you go.
Yeah. starring somebody not named Solid Snake.
Yeah.
Gaseous.
Gaseous.
Lizard. All right, that's all I've been playing. So let's take a break.
That's so frustrating.
I'm still happy though. Like, I'm still happy with the experience, and I'm happy with the storyline I got. It's just, it's always this kind of thing where it's you know, a band that breaks up after putting out one amazing album, and it's like, God, if they would have just stayed together. It's like, you know, it's like Led Zeppelin. You know, like, would they have been better if they could have kept making more albums, or did they stop at their peak? You know, it's like Metal Gear. It's like, God, if they could have just finished that game, would it have been better, or would it have just gotten way too long in the tooth and, like, just gotten in its own way?
Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta look at what, I mean, take the Stones, for example, when they tried to do that resurgence in the late 90s. Yeah. When they started releasing music again, you're like, what? My Love Is Strong? What?
Yeah, you're like, what are you guys doing?
Why are you giants walking around New York? What is happening?
That video is so weird. It's that sort of stuff where, like, is Metal Gear better off now that they have told the entire story? And they could just say, like, all right, for real, now we're done. We have literally closed the loop on the story. You know, we've started from the beginning with MGS3. We've gone all the way to the end with MGS4. You know, like, we have this full picture. You know, is it kind of better just to say, like, we're just going to break up? Like, we're breaking up the band. Everybody's good. We're good. Let's just tap out while we're on top.
I hope this spawns greater things than just than them just being saddled just to doing this one particular thing, because I don't think they would ever really. I don't think they could have finished it if they really wanted to either.
Yeah,
the way they envisioned it going.
Yeah, and where do you draw that line? Where do you say, like, okay, now the narrative is done? Because I'm sure somebody will post something where it's like, but wait, what about this thing that happened in Metal Gear 2? And it's like, first off, man, that was made in the early 90s. And also, like, it doesn't matter. At some point, you can't resolve everything.
Well, yeah, no, you can't, especially at something like that particular size, but I had something I was going to say there. I got distracted.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just happy we got the Phantom Pain. Like, I'm just happy it came out, and it was a fun game to play, and we got more Metal Gear. And now we have, if you want to go through the whole Metal Gear series, you have a ton of really great games to play that somehow, against all odds, tell an absolutely insane but cohesive story.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really ask for much more, I don't think.
But yeah, that's the one thing that's I mean, not every, well, obviously, it's very rare for a company to have the clout that has the ability to say it's done when it's done.
Yeah.
Like what they did with, you know, Diablo 3. That game was done when they released it. Same thing with StarCraft. Like, yeah, they could have done a million different things, but it's what happens when you have WoW money, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
That you can pretty much tell your fans. You can tell your fans, slowly roll, man. It's coming. Just buckle up. It's going to be a while.
Yeah. Yeah, not everybody's id Software. You can't just say, like, no, we're not done. So you get to wait.
Yeah, you get to wait. We got to shoot some stuff to Mars, and then whenever.
Well, I mean, also, if you look at something like Konami, you have stakeholders. You have a board of directors that's saying, okay, you're delaying this game for yet another year, and you need, let's say, $50 million more to delay it 12 months. So when the game comes out, we have to sell even more copies of them, and you're saying the game might not be complete, but I just put out a pachinko slot machine the other week, and in a month, it has made us $10 million. So we don't need you anymore. You know, like, right. And when you look at the business of it, I really can't blame Konami. You look at this one video game that's going to come out and be popular for 2 weeks, and it's cost, let's say, $100 million. And you look at this pachinko slot machine that has a Castlevania graphic on it that is going to be popular for probably a couple of years, that is just pure profit. It is just cash. And I don't blame them. You know? I get it. It sucks.
I mean, you would think that would... yeah, but without the Castlevania games, that sticker wouldn't get you that money.
Sure. But
like,
I mean,
without the love for those franchises, like it's such an ebb and flow to that. Like, I just wish the business model would be more motivated on producing content than just purely money, because you could use the money you get from that to fund your projects.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, that's your silver ball ATM. I mean,
when you look at the other side of the coin, look at Angry Birds, though. You know, that's a new franchise. Well, let's say new, because it's only, what, 5 years old now?
Yeah.
Compared to something like Castlevania that's like 25 years old. You look at Angry Birds, and that thing does gangbusters. There's way more people are going to be playing that than are going to play MGS5. So it's tough. I mean, the market is changing, and I think some companies are having a hard time figuring out how to manage both sides of that market. You can still make, you know, Puzzle and Dragons on a mobile device, and then make MGS5.
Right.
But how, how
maybe that's something that the development team needs to do.
Well, and also
like in the contracts, like, look, if you want your game funded, you need to create us content that will make the cash flow for you.
Sure. Well, and also, like,
incentivize the process, because right now, I mean, like, for us, we won't get anything like this ever again now.
Right. And also, I think one of the bigger problems, if I was to project onto Konami, how do you keep someone like Kojima under your thumb? Someone who's like an auteur, that's like keeping Spielberg under your thumb.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, Spielberg, like, you have 2 more months, wrap this movie up. And he's like, maybe I'm not, because I'm Spielberg, so shut up.
Right.
You know, like, how do you keep somebody like Kojima under your thumb like that when he has been doing so much great work for Konami for so long? I guess you just fire him.
That's
say,
one
like,
way.
hey, you got 3 months left of your contract. Finish up the game because we're putting it out.
That's one way to handle it. I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad, and I'm not even a fan, but...
But, I mean, like, hopefully now that he's a little bit more free, he can go out and do something cool. You know, small budget, let's hook up with whatever that company is that's making the new, making Iga's new game, you know, raise a couple $1 million on Kickstarter and make a tiny game. You know? I'm sure he has 100 games he's thought about over the year where it's like, God, if I just wasn't working on stupid Metal Gear Solid, I'm gonna make this cool game. Yeah. I hope.
We'll see. On to better and brighter things. Let's hope.
Coach Jamal in chat says, it's just me or the audio from Boston gone down. I'm leaning back from the microphone. Hello. Let me take the filter off here. Hello, everyone. Oh, yeah. Right in your ears.
You're so close to it. I'm so far away.
All right, let's knock out this last segment here.
Alrighty. All right, ready in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody. We got releases this week for September 28th, 2015. Lego Dimensions for all consoles, except for no handhelds.
I'm still... I really want to like Lego Dimensions, because apparently one of the first things that happens when you pop that game in is it has you build the portal out of Lego pieces. I think that's pretty cool. It's $100 to get in, though, and each one of the, like, the packs are pretty expensive. So I kind of want to wait until it gets settled in, where it's, you know, like, how much... if I go buy the portal pack for, like, $15... how much gameplay do I get out of Chell and GLaDOS as portal pieces, and then I put them on the little Portal of Power Lego thing. I don't know.
I don't know. Persona 4 dancing all night for the PlayStation Vita.
So excited for a Persona 4 rhythm game that apparently tells a pretty good story. I'm really surprised about that.
All right.
Yeah.
NBA 2K16 for the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, 360, Xbox One, and PC.
I'm waiting for a bunch of funny glitch gifs to come out.
Oh yeah.
This is a new NBA 2K game comes out. All right.
Let's fingers crossed floating eyeballs.
Let's hit Tumblr. Yeah, exactly. Floating eyeballs and lips.
Speaking of glitches, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5 for PlayStation 3, 4, and Xbox One and 360.
I kind of like how this game looks when they changed the graphics engine. Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
They moved to a kind of cel-shaded look. I think it looks pretty nice. Before it looked a little bit lifeless. I'm reserving judgment. I would really like a new Tony Hawk game to be really nice. I just don't know if that's possible.
Alright, I'm Googling it right now. Live updates. Tony Hawk? Pro Skater 5.
But I mean, like, what, if we haven't played a Tony Hawk game in a while.
Yeah.
Because they started getting big and complicated and weird. I kind of hope that, and I haven't really been paying attention to any of the pre-release stuff as it's been coming out. I kind of wish that they would just go back to the roots. Just make a real simple skating game.
Yeah, give us all give us levels, give us tapes, give us things to hit.
Yeah. Oh, tapes, man.
Collect
skate.
Yeah, collect skate, get your cash, knock over some debris in
Listen
the middle.
To some Goldfinger.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong? Look, we just made Tony Hawk 6. Goldfinger, skate, tapes. Done.
Yep.
Please send your check, too. All right,
care of.
Yeah, care of TVGP, your marketing team. All right, let's move on to news stories. Shocker of the year. Sony is saying they're probably not going to make another handheld.
Well, they didn't definitively said that. They said, the market is too volatile.
Yeah, climate is not healthy for a Vita successor. And Shuhei Yoshida comes out and says, he's basically saying, like, hey, look, everybody has smartphones. You're playing a lot of games on there. What are we going to do if we make another handheld? And I think that's fair.
I think until these things go away, phones.
Yeah.
I mean, until some other iteration where it doesn't make sense to play something in your hands, and you'll see a resurgence of, I'm guessing, of handheld consoles.
Well, I mean, even if you look at even what Nintendo's doing with that Pokemon Go, they're starting to put stuff out on smartphones.
Smart.
That's what Sony should focus on primarily. Yeah. If you have games that would fit well on a smartphone or a tablet, do that. If not, start putting out... look at how Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go have done. Those are both, touch and small device focused, but nobody's putting a mobile version of Tomb Raider 2013 on a phone, because that's not going to work. So they made this other type of game that works really well. Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo should start focusing on some of that stuff instead, because that seems like the way to go. There's no reasons. If the thing that would be crazier if Sony came out and said, like, hey guys, you loved the Vita. No, most people did not. And then they said, all right, we're making a new handheld console. There's no way.
No.
Especially with PlayStation VR coming out and seeming like it's going to be really expensive. You can't market both of those things because though they would come out with another handheld, and it would be another $400.
Yep. Or they'll make another phone.
Yeah, they make another, Sony Ericsson phone. I don't think Ericsson even exists anymore.
Or the PlayStation Go.
Oh god, the PlayStation Go. Yeah. Like they keep making things that the market doesn't want. So they're saying we're not going to make them.
I completely understand this decision.
That's one of the smartest decisions they've made. So I have to applaud Sony. I think it's a bummer because I like playing handhelds every once in a while, but I can't play a lot of the stuff I want to play on the Vita. Or if I am, it's just remote play into my PS4, which is not a great solution either.
Right.
So
that's.
I don't know.
We'll see how that shakes down, because I'm sure at some point the shareholders will say, hey, we should make another one of those handheld things. Those were pretty okay.
Yeah, in like 10 years they'll be like, hey, remember, it'll be this thing at E3, remember the Vita? Remember the PSP? Your favorite games. And then it comes out, look at Project Giraffe.
Yeah. Neon Giraffe.
Yeah, Project Neon Giraffe. Final name coming soon. So, I don't know. They're cool products and they're cool devices and games ran well on them and the screens were cool, but nobody cared. They're just playing the DS.
Pretty much.
Next news story here, Call of Duty Black Ops 3 coming out soon. But if you're playing it on PS3 or 360, you might be missing like half of the game. So they came out and said, Treyarch came out and said, hey, for the PS3 and the 360 version, you're kind of not gonna get the single player stuff, like the campaign. You'll get multiplayer and you'll get zombies, but
great.
That'll be it. And they said, and they're primarily blaming it on, I guess the campaign is single player and co-op, and it sounds like, so they're saying, quote, the ambitious scope of the 1 to 4 player co-op campaign design, end quote, is keeping it off the old systems.
That's a cop-out.
I mean, when you look at something like Gears of War 3, yeah, it's a cop-out. I think when you're looking at, it's interesting though, because I thought that this would happen for the next Call of Duty game, because there's still not a ton of PS4 and Xbox Ones compared to PS3s and 360s. I'm kind of surprised that Coaster Mall in chat says, are they cutting the price in half as well? Oh, you kidder. You're funny. No. It's $50. So they're cutting $10 off of it because why not?
Well, because you're only getting half of the game.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, math works out.
That checks out. It's a pretty big minus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Frito.
I think I'm surprised that a death knell for 7th gen is coming this early. But I also wonder, are people gonna care? Are people gonna go and say like, well, save $10 off of it. That's pretty cool. That doesn't have campaign. Campaign sucked anyways. I just want to play zombies with my friends. You know, like, is anyone really upset that Titanfall didn't have a single player campaign?
Oh, I am a little bit. I want to know what's going on in that world.
Yeah, but I mean, that's like 1% of people.
Stop it.
So many people are saying like, hey, how do I just shoot the other people? Oh, this thing. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's like if you're gonna, not release half of the game for the older generation, why bother?
Well, I mean, money.
Well, I get that, but I mean, it would be interesting to see how people vote with their wallets on that one.
I'm assuming it's probably gonna do pretty okay.
It's gonna do pretty okay, but make a lot of people angry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably going to burn some bridges to the guys. Like, for me, that's how I practiced playing. What?
He wants to be on the show.
Are you the one that ate the bag of hot dog buns?
Whoop, gotta go. See you later. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if the people that really care about single player for Call of Duty, if they already have an 8th gen console. You know.
I don't know. That's going to be something that'll. I'd be curious to see how it shakes out and see if the internet just starts flipping tables. Like,
yeah. Well, I think I'm primarily concerned about the poor people that have to work at like Best Buy and GameStop, where somebody comes in and says like, "Oh man, new Call of Duty's out. It's $10 off. Awesome!" And they're like, "Yeah, okay. So if you're gonna buy this one, it doesn't have single player." And they're like, "Yeah, whatever. Call of Duty, awesome." And then
come back to the store
4 hours later, why did you sell me it? I'm missing a disc. It doesn't have the single player on this. You charlatans.
Oh yeah, those floor biscuits are gonna get grilled.
Yeah, those are the people I feel really badly for, because there are gonna be people that either don't. There's not.
Email your congressman.
Yeah, exactly. Treyarch isn't gonna put a sticker on it that says "doesn't contain single player." Bomp. You know, like they're not gonna do that. So, and they're not gonna market it very heavily.
They should at least be multiplayer only sticker on it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know.
They can say it's on the packaging.
Yeah,
the hands are clean.
Sorry, but instead they'll just say requires internet. You guys will figure it out.
Dirty bull, man.
Yeah. All right, next news story here. Speaking of not having to figure it out, at Oculus Connect, this whole little gathering of Oculus peeps, seems like NVIDIA and Intel are coming together. Sorry, AMD, Intel, NVIDIA, Dell, Alienware, and Asus, which I know is pronounced Asus. I don't care.
Yeah, I like saying Asus way better.
Yeah.
It feels better coming out of my mouth.
Yeah, Asus.
Asus. Come on. Oh.
Asus. They are coming together to make... and Knobs, you and I have been enjoying computers for a while, so this will sound familiar. It screams sort of Vista. They're making a little badge that will say that these computers are Oculus ready.
Great.
They
came together to form a badge.
Yeah. I
hope it's the dude that they photoshopped and everything.
Yeah, it's Lucky like Palmer, just his little like silhouette. I think this is so funny because
I want that sticker now.
Microsoft tried so hard when Vista came out to say like, look, your machine, totally cool with Vista. Except it actually really wasn't. So they're saying first wave Oculus ready PCs on the low end will be under $1,000, quote unquote, and will launch in early 2016.
It's great.
I think the thing you need to actually answer is, will this stupid headset work with the laptop I already have? Is that a yes or is that a no?
That's going to be a no.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a no.
It's going to be a no.
Yeah. So,
but I just bought this last year. It was top of the line. Not good enough.
I got a good deal. I spent $400 on it. What do you mean it's not? It doesn't play games.
What do you mean? It's just, yeah, their $400 laptop just doesn't quite have the horsepower.
You notice how netbooks really aren't a thing anymore?
Yep.
People were thinking they got a great deal on a $100 laptop. It's not a laptop. It's a netbook. This thing will last 6 months, and you buy another one. Sheesh. And last news story we have here, and clearly the most important of the week. Left 4 Dead Episode 5. Life is Strange Episode 5. More than likely launching October 20th.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
No, sorry. They're not done with it yet. But they said they're really pushing. They're working nights and weekends to get it out for October 20th.
That's exciting.
I cannot be more excited.
I really am. I'm so like, because I'm replaying it with my lady friend, and she's making these decisions.
Oh yeah.
And she's made a whole bunch of decisions that I would not have made.
Oh, interesting.
And I'm like, well, especially like with the money.
Like, oh yeah.
I left it. She's like, no, grab that. I'm like,
take that stuff.
I am curious how this is gonna play out now. Like,
yeah, It's
She's
kind
like,
of
what, you left the money? I was like, well,
well,
yeah.
yeah.
And she's like, well, then should I put it back? I'm like,
Oh.
no, because I know what happened.
I mean, I already took it.
I mean, I know what it doesn't go towards, so...
Yeah. So let's see what happens. Oh, man. Alright, moving on to email.
What's up?
We got another email from our mysterious benefactor, Jay. Jimbo here.
Jay?
My question this week is, has there ever been an achievement or trophy you weren't exactly proud about getting? Was there an instance that you spent way too much time on a particular one? One not so proud moment for me is when I unlocked the Dastardly achievement in Red Dead without knowing it was an achievement. That's when you kidnap a woman and tie her to the tracks and wait for the train. I should probably talk to someone. Anyways, guys, any achievement or trophy regrets? Oh boy, there are way too many trophies I have just run a game into the ground over just to get one last trophy. Just to like either S rank or get a platinum. I played a lot of Infamous Second Son to get that platinum. That game was okay. I got the platinum on Watch Dogs. That game did not deserve my time for a platinum. But I did it. And it's 1 of 8.
Yeah, because you want to put it away.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I felt guilty about getting any of them. Like, I don't think I've, like, very few games that really go out of my way towards.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's any ones that... I don't know, usually when I get a trophy, either I don't want the game to beat me, or I feel like it's actually an accomplishment.
No.
You know, like I have this little tiny digital badge of honor because I went and I did this crazy thing, or I spent 100 hours getting this really dumb thing.
I don't know. See, I think the one that I liked the most wasn't even an achievement, was killing that absurd amount of zombies in Left 4 Dead 1.
Yeah, how many was that? 35,000?
Yeah, something like 35,561, I think.
Yeah, because it's one more than Dead Rising's number. Yeah, that one is just... But to me, that's like a badge of honor. It's like, look, I played this game enough that I got this. Like, you didn't even grind for it. You're just playing the game.
Playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Some
you're playing with friends,
some people
so.
might say like all you get one at a time. It's like yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what the body count is in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. You kill a lot of dudes in those games.
Yeah, you're kind of unhinged.
I was talking about that with Tom Gamer while we were in a party chat. Like, I'm on this boat and I had to have wrecked like 40 dudes. I'm like, I've only been on here for 10 minutes. What? I started thinking about the body count, and I'm like, I've killed a lot of people. Like, maybe a small village or two.
A couple of islands.
Humans.
You're just a whirlwind. Like,
I think I killed the per capita population of Jamaica at this point.
Yeah. Video games.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, no. I don't want to say that.
Alright, let's move on to tweets.
What's up?
Adderblack39 writes, with Konami getting out of AAA development, what will become of the incredible Fox engine? I think we kind of already covered that. I don't...
Vaporware.
Not much, unfortunately. That's a great engine. And he says, also thanks to the Hannah, love TVGP plays. I'll pass that along. Actually, I think he listens to this show when he's not on it, so... Like a sucker.
Yeah.
What's he doing?
What do I need to listen to? I was here.
Yeah. Sheesh. I was on that. I lived it.
I lived it.
D-Voice writes, if you could combine two game universes, what would they be? I don't feel like we've talked about this in the past, but it's been a while, so let's see if we could come up with any additional ones.
Ooh.
I would want Castlevania and Borderlands. Just like the two opposite extends, like the two opposite poles of the video game. I would want to see what that would be like.
Oh man.
Normally I would say Telltale and Borderlands, but those games are actually shaping up to be pretty good.
When they come out.
But yeah. Well, it's almost done. We have episode 4 now.
I would love to see oh, come on. Telltale and Gears. It's some weird conversation-based Gears game. Just burly, gravelly dudes just talking to each other.
Has these feelings.
Yes. Having some bromance or something.
Anya will remember that.
Or, yeah, Anya will remember that. You're like, remember what?
Anya, remember.
Oh, man. Or, what would be another fun one? A Metal Gear dating sim?
Oh, that'd be great.
Like, that would be just bizarre.
Going on a date with Miller and Ocelot.
Yeah. But no, honestly, I mean, I would just love to see more conversation-based choices and everything. I mean,
I'd like to see a lot more.
I'm surprised I enjoy that aspect of gaming this much now.
Well, I think so many of them have come out, and they're really solid in the way that a lot of 90s point-and-click adventure games were solid.
Yes.
Where it's all about, half the time the puzzle is the conversation you're going through.
Well, I think the part that bigger draw for me is your choices matter.
Yeah.
Where it seems like in Assassin's Creed, like I just killed 900 people in the course of this game, and it just didn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, and the game is just sort of like, all right, do you want to kill some more panthers? You need a pouch.
Yeah, like man, the wildlife in that game is vicious.
Yeah.
Like,
I think that was the end. Yes, that's all we got. So thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Email us, tvgpfans@gmail.com. And everything else on the right-hand side of the page.
and please join the forums. Don't forget to mark yourselves on the map. And yes, I don't need to update my antivirus right now. Join us for our week's game nights. That is Monday night is the OG. That is 10 p.m. EST on the Xbox One for Battlefield 4. Tuesdays Destiny night, which
quick announcement about Tuesday Destiny. I created a the100.io group for the E1M1 Network Destiny players. So go check out the online gaming forum on the forums. Hopefully we can get some games together more regularly for everybody, including me, including the Hannah, whatever. So we can kind of schedule some stuff to go play some Destiny.
Yeah, which that may be coming to the Xbox One.
There you go.
Certain events may happen if you listen to the pre-show.
Yeah.
Wednesday is Rocket League. Thursday Steam game night, and Friday is If We're On, Find Us.
And don't forget the voting thread for Game Club number 30 is up right now. Your vote matters. Don't worry.
Current game right now is Vanquish. Go have some fun.
Yeah, go check that out. Vanquish is great.
It is fun.
It's super short. It's super cheap. I think it's out on PC too. I don't remember. Yeah, but that game is great. And don't forget you can watch this show live, twitch.tv/E1M1 Network. If you want to hear, there's a little bit. I'm not going to put it in the episode, but there's a little bit extra there between segments that's on the live stream and on the YouTube video.
We did wax a little intellectual on.
It talked a little bit about Konami, and I think that's it. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening, and we'll see you all next week.
Laters.
All right, I'm trying to put this stupid thing in chat for the 100.io thing. There we go.
What you doing, buddy? Did you eat the hot dog buns? Did you? And the bag too?
All of them.
Huh? Which one of you's gonna have a crappy movement, huh? Yeah?
That's me. That's me, guys.
Yeah, I can't wait to be chasing a dog around with a half a bag hanging on his ass.
Yeah. Ah, pets. All right. Titles. I'm assuming you don't have any.
Fair enough.
All right.
Fair use.
I have I'm Still an Awful Pirate, Red-Headed Jack, Gaseous Lizard, and Metal Gear Dating Sim. And the other GZ sent over a ton, and I put them over here. All right. The March in the Madness, Future Space Lady, Meanwhile in Pirate World, The Ship with No Sails, Eavesdropping is a 1, Out of Sticks, It Was Fun-ish, A Surly Redhead, Much Ado About Pirates, Not Invisible, Just Well Hidden, Alternate Mission 51, Metal Gear Walkman, Two Flapping Mouths, A Playable Metal Gear, 157 Side Ops, Metal Gear is Killing You, Here Until Phones Go Away, Things the Market Doesn't Want, and Murdering Jamaica.
I like Meanwhile in Pirate World.
That is pretty good.
I like that one.
Meanwhile, in Pirate World, I can write. Circling. All right.
Oh man, I wish you had the Law and Order sound.
Oh. Dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 414 for September 28th, 2015. Meanwhile, in Pirate World.
We murdered Jamaica.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for joining us in chat. Always, always, always happy to see so much of you chatting with us. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.